kill you, right? But we're still, it's still the idea of the culture never went away, and now it's coming back. Like the whole cocktail culture is something that's back, and people are starting to do it right again, and like use all these really cool spirits, and use things like freshly squeezed citrus, and to make like all their own like cool syrups to put in cocktails and stuff. So the two cocktails that I'm doing for you guys today is one, the champagne cocktail, which has been around since the mid-1800s, never gone away. It's so simple. Angostura bitters, which have been around this entire time, a sugar cube, and a dry sparkling wine. It's so basic, but so good. Like impossible to fuck up and really easy to do. So the next thing that I'm gonna do, it's called an aviation, and it is a drink that's been around. There are cocktail books that came out in the late 1800s. This drink is in those books. And it's a gin-based drink. So a lot of people are kind of afraid of gin. But if you look at gin, what it really is it's vodka that has herbs added to it. That's what gin is. People have had a lot of really poor experiences with gin because a lot of gin is made badly, or has been historically, but now we're getting a lot of really great gins. The gin that I'm using for this today is Journeyman, and this is made in Michigan. It's a distillery that just recently opened up. It's a craft gin made of all organic ingredients. It's delicious. It's a really high proof gin, which is important when you're making a cocktail. If you have something that's low proof, then the cocktail tastes a little bland, right? And the important thing is with all these classic cocktails is that every ingredient that you put in has to be a very high quality ingredient and exactly what's called for in the recipe, otherwise it doesn't work right. Because these recipes are like, it's like if you're a pastry chef and you're trying to make the perfect cake, you don't use the right ingredients and in the right quantities, then it won't turn out right. So you have to use the right ingredients and you have to use them in the right quantities, right? So you see I measure everything. I'm making sure that I'm putting it together right. And then after I mix it, I will taste it. And if it doesn't taste right, then I won't serve it until I make sure that it tastes right. And like there are variations in the way drinks taste because like I have fresh squeezed juice. Like it can taste different, So, taste. So the reason this is called an aviation is because when this came around was when the Wright brothers were first. So it was such a big deal. The first flight, they named the drink after it. So what I have is fresh squeezed citrus, gin, maraschino liqueur, which is, do I have everybody? Joe. Maraschino liqueur, which it's, maraschino liqueur goes back to 1800s. Cheers. So there you guys go. It's an aviation.
Oh wow, that's really good.
It's really good, right?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I normally like
gin. Well done.
Gin. Yeah.
And you can't see, the light in here isn't bright, so you can't see, but it has this violet liqueur in it, which gives it like a really, really faint blue tinge. So.
Nice.
Like the sky that you would be flying through if you were
Nice.
Fun, yay!
So enjoy. I brought some craft spirits. If everybody would like to try them, I have 3 different things. This is, I don't know if anybody here has heard of Koval. Koval is a distillery in Chicago. It just opened up a couple years ago. There's 2 distilleries in the Chicago area now. But Koval has a really interesting line of products for their whiskeys. They do whiskeys that are based on 1 grain, which is really unusual. Like usually whiskeys are a combination of a few different grains, but they're doing a single grain whiskey, which is really cool. So if you all, there's glasses on the table. If you guys want to grab glasses, I'll give you a taste of this. And then also from Chicago, I haven't tried this before, I just found it today. It's called Hot Honey Wine. It's made by Wild Blossom, which is a meadery here in Chicago. And they do some really cool things that I've had before, like a blueberry mead, just like straight, like old-fashioned honey mead that's really good. But this is actually a honey mead that has chili peppers in it. So check that out too. And also made in Chicago, this guy has like individuals like us, they have beehives for him, like all around Chicago and in the suburbs. And he just goes to these people's like backyards and harvests the honey from the hives, and then that's what he makes the mead from.
Nice.
And I have this. This is Genevieve. Genevieve was the predecessor to gin. It's a very unique spirit. It's one that I've had a hard time drinking or finding any way to make in a cocktail, to like make a good cocktail out of. But it has such a unique flavor. It's something that's just really cool to taste. Kind of get a feel for what people used to drink back in the old days.
It tastes like dandelion.
It's gross. But it's a cool thing to experience.
So it tastes like dandelions?
It's
A little bit.
yeah,
Yeah.
dandelions
A little
and
bit.
macerated.
Like you know the bitterness of a dandelion?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got that. And I mean it's definitely worth giving that poor gin. Yeah, you give it a shot.
Give it a shot. Literally.
It does. It tastes like, it's unique. It's nothing like you've ever tasted ever. And I guarantee it. It's not your fruity, it's not your
I'll make another
bitter.
round of
It's
those.
I think it went to my head.
Seriously.
How would they drink that? Just straight, or
Which one?
Genevieve?
The Genevieve. So
Hey, Doug.
this was something that originated. This goes back to
Oh, he has a bow tie.
like the 16th century, and it's something that was something that was meant to be drunk straight. And it's actually, if you go to Amsterdam, there's tons of this, and they have these really cool glasses that you drink it out of. And they're like little tiny glasses, like this tall and only like this big around, and they put the glass down on the bar in front of you, and then they fill it all the way up so it's like almost flowing over, and then you're supposed to you lean down and you sip off the top of it, and then you let that sink in, and then you shoot the rest of it.
Wow.
Smell it?
Yeah, for sure. Here, grab one of those.
Oh, I'm not up for a drink. Just
So you
for a
can
smell
it better.
I'm not for any of that business.
That business.
Sounds vicious.
How do